Cappies, oh my Cappies, welcome to Vivid Vibration. I'm sorry that I'm a couple days late, but I'm in my house. Yay! Okay, Cappies. So we have the medallion, the thread, the mentor, the creator, and the shaman. And I feel like this is a catch and release, right? You let go of one thing and you can reach for another. And you're reaching for something that you've wanted to create for like a minute. You know what I mean? Like you've dreamed about it. You've made life decisions according to it. And I think that as you release one thing and you reach toward another, you're doing it with someone who, I feel like this sense of like dual mentorship. But isn't that what you want, right? Like you want somebody who can be strong where you are weak, and someone who you can be strong for where they are weak. And that's the whole point of like partnership, right? And I feel like there's a partnership involved with this like endeavor that you're stepping out into, to really create what you've been holding on to and moving towards, like even if you were steady, slow, you were steady. So there's always that, right, Cappies? So I feel like amazing things. Okay, let's get some clarifiers and see what else we get. Cappies. The Wheel of Fortune, the Lovers, the Page of Pentacles, and the Eight of Cups. Well, I feel like what's changing is kind of what has been in your energy, right? Of just the idea of the walls and the relationships and the breaks and the, like coming back together and what do I really want and why do I really want it, and, all of those things. And I think at one point, kind of like thinking, okay, well, I guess I'll just do this myself, but like feeling really disheartened by it because when you looked at this person or when you looked at this job or when you looked at this group of people, you were like, wow, I really feel like these are my people, or I really feel like this is my calling, or I really feel like, like this is my person. And you didn't want to separate from that. I think that's why, even if you were, was it your read where it was like, I still showed up, like, like I was still home every night. I was still making dinner every night. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like it was like, even though I was emotionally checked out, I was still showed up through it all. But I feel like that's part of what's changing, is just this idea of, instead of just showing up for it, like you're actually engaging in it. And when you engage in it, you find that you are strengthened and they are strengthened, and forward movement is like, I just think of like a smooth transition, right? Like when you're skating on the ice and you're just like, like good, like it's good. And the Lovers, I mean, it's, for a lot of my Cappies, I think an actual relationship. For others of my Cappies, again, a group of people, a work environment, like something that you really love, something that you're really passionate about. Okay, Caps. Queen of Swords and the Ace of Swords. And Temperance. Well, I think that when you have released this, whatever that you were holding on to, this idea of how things had to be or how they had to, I don't know, whatever. But opening yourself up to possibilities of how it can be more, right? How you can be empowered, how you can really move towards what it is that you were wanting to do, and how you can do that with people that you wanted to do it with. You know what I mean? Because you didn't want to walk away. And I think standing in that truth, I think expressing it, I think maybe it's a conversation. I don't know, either you've already had it or you're going to have it. I kind of feel like you've already had it, but I don't know, honestly. And I think it'll play out differently for all of my Cappies. But I think that there's this, like when you let go of one thing, you're able to really stand in the truth of what it is that you want to go for. Right? And the quickest path is the clearest path, right? Knowing what you're doing, why you're doing it, knowing the people that you're working with and why you want to work with them, and or knowing the person that you love and why you want to build a life with them. It's just kind of all of these but you have to not be afraid of your truth. And I feel like there's a part of you that's been afraid of your truth because your truth might have hurt somebody else's feelings. And you didn't want to, there's an element of wanting to protect them, but also wanting to protect yourself and feeling really confined in that, but letting that go, standing in your truth and feeling really empowered. And I think strengthening everything around you as a result. I love that, Cappies. All right. The moon. The Ace of Wands, the Nine of Wands, and the King of Pentacles. Well, I mean, the Nine of Wands, I feel like, again, it's just that idea of you're tired of fighting. You're tired of why am I fighting? I'm fighting myself. What am I even doing? You know what I mean? That's how I feel like you feel right now. And so you're having to really follow your intuition on and I say follow your intuition, but really what I want to say is that I feel like you're just having to sit with your thoughts and your emotions and sort through them and figure out okay, why did I feel this way? And how did that happen? And, okay, because so much respect for my Cappies, because I feel like you're on this vibe, but it's why nitpick something to death if you don't think that there's actually a solution? And if you feel like the issue is my own personal thing and I have to deal with this and I can't put that on you, but I need to deal with me, and you know what I mean? Then expressing that and standing in the truth of that is something that you're not comfortable doing, and I feel like the moon is just more leaning into that discomfort and allowing for I just feel like these pillows catching you, right? It's that idea of your strengths are their weaknesses are your strengths. There's a balance there. So it's safe for you to let your guard down. I just want to say it's safe for you to trust these people, trust this workplace, trust however, but I feel like there's this idea of you were really afraid to trust them with something that you felt protective over, but you were also trying to protect them from. And, it served as a hindrance, because how do you actually go for what you want when you're holding on to all these other things, right? Cappies. Okay, let's do one last card for y'all. We'll call it a read. The Heart, I love. Well, you have the Heart and the Lovers, so yay for that. But I do feel like you're just learning to, learning to let another person in, learning to be comfortable with a group of friends, learning to, you know what I mean? There's just this idea of okay, I need to just lean into this a little bit, and allow for there to be more balance in my life. But actual real balance, because if you have strengths and you have weaknesses, your weaknesses and your strengths are always going to be out of balance. You know what I mean? And I feel like you're bringing them back into balance with other people, or quite possibly a person who you love very much. Either way, I love it. All right, Cappies, thank you so much for spending some time with me. Please give me a like, share, and subscribe if this resonates, and I will see y'all again soon. Bye.